Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Charles in Charge Cowboy Sports Report. It is June 6th, 11:05 p.m. Central Time, my time. Thanks for tuning in, each and every one of y'all. Please subscribe, like, and share. This channel is still in its baby stage. Still has a lot of growing to do. It's going to take some years, but it'll be worth it. I scrounged up a few things that are notable to talk about during a time where there's really not much to talk about. Unless you want to discuss fantasy scenarios, which I cannot stand doing. When T.Y. Hilton's news hit Twitter, just Twitter, it wasn't NFL.com, DallasCowboys.com, nothing like that. Everybody just saw T.Y. Hilton inks 2-year deal with the Cowboys, and like the internet almost broke. I didn't believe it for a second because, first of all, you know that the people that get the news first, as Mike Fisher, would be your most credible source since he works in the Star or Law Nation or someone like that, or Tom Downey would immediately come out with a video describing the contract and what happened. And turns out, as y'all know, somebody just hacked into Dave Hellman's Twitter account and played a joke on everybody, knowing it would work. And it did too. If we sign a wide receiver, I don't see it being T.Y. Hilton. Number two, the Cowboys are looking to do two things with two players. One thing is the right thing, and with the other player, it's the same thing they've been doing over and over again. Right now, they want to capitalize on Terence Steele and sign him to a 5-year deal this season, which would be beautiful because he's going into his third year, undrafted free agent. Made a monumental leap from 2020 being thrown into the fire to last season when he was pancaking guys, holding down that right side, letting Zeke and Pollard run off that right side at will, and allowing 0 sacks playing at right tackle. He's not a good swing tackle, no. He does not play well on the left side, but at the right tackle side, he plays very well. And just like if you just signed Dak after the 2018 playoff loss to the Rams, you could have saved a butt ton of money, like you can if you sign Steele this season to a 5-year deal. Because Terence Steele is going to make the Pro Bowl this year. And in his 4th year, or 5th year, I wouldn't put it past him to be second, first team All-Pro. This guy is making leaps and bounds in his progression. Good job, Stephen Jones, on looking at that contract for what it is and locking a young stud up early for cheaper. Now, it's June 6th, 9 days left until they can sign Schultz to his long-term deal. Looks like Schultz will be playing on the tag this year. Now, Dalton Schultz is going to have a season of over 100 catches, probably over 1,200 yards, and about 12 touchdowns. And he's going to look like the second coming of Jason Witten. Not as good as Jason Witten, because Witten's one of the best of all time, but he's going to look damn good. Top 5 good. Safety-wise. And when the Cowboys see that, they're not going to want to let him walk. Not with a tight end with that much talent, because he is progressing in bounds, leaps and bounds, like Terence Steele is. So instead of locking him up for 4 years, $60 million now, in the offseason, it'd be $4 million. 4 years, $80 million. Sign Schultz now. I'm telling you, he will be a star. He's on that way. And I know this morning Mike Fisher had a big old controversial video about the Cowboys and endorsing Black Rifle Coffee, military coffee out of Afghanistan. I don't know why he made that the point of his video, but it's got nothing to do with the shootings here in America. And 10% of all proceeds go to veterans or disabled veterans, one of the two, which is good. It's a win-win. Why bring that up and argue about it? But he did say, talking to people inside the facility, that Anthony Barr has high interest for the Cowboys still. So that still gives us hope that Catboy will come to his senses and sign at least one free agent. And the one on the top of our list is Anthony Barr to solidify this defense. Our linebacking core is thin. Only two of them have experience. That's Parsons with 1 year, even though it was a great, awesome year, and Van Der Esch. After that, you got Jabril Cox and a bunch of rookies. Sign Anthony Barr to a 1 year, $6-7 million deal. Let's go for it, guys. You do that, and you know what? When he was coming out for the draft in 2014 out of USC, the Cowboys saw him as a blitzing linebacker. So Anthony Barr just doesn't play good linebacker. He can get to the quarterback also, which will add to our already good pass rush. I've got 2 tiers of breakout players for this season. I've got 5 breakout players that are just going to be breakout players, right? Breakout players breaking the threshold to where people consider them good, legit. Watch out for that guy. And then I've got my list of 6 super breakout players. These players are going to be amongst the Tyron Smiths, the Zach Martins, and the Micah Parsons of the team. First team All-Pro type guys. For the first list of 5 guys that are going to break out this season, break out of the shell and become an effective, good player. Not an Aaron Donald type all-star player, but a Pro Bowl level player. Pro Bowl level player. Number 1 will be Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard will make the Pro Bowl this year. Whether it's at receiver, at running back, or return man, 1 of the 3, he'll make the Pro Bowl. And have a damn good season. Number 2, Tyler Smith at left guard. He's going to surprise everybody just like Fred Beard did in 2013 and Zach Martin did in 2014. The man is very strong, very skilled. He just has to work on his handwork and technique. They're going to do that with him this training camp. He's going to have a good season, and he's going to be one of the key cogs of getting this running game going really well all year. Number 3, Terence Steele, going into his 3rd year as UDFA. As, like I said earlier, yeah, in his highlights, he had some bad highlights where he missed assignments, just playing out, got beat, this and that. But he had more good film than bad film. You saw him pancaking his defensive end or outside linebacker, and then going to the second level, hitting somebody else, while either Elliott or Pollard will be running up that right side. We ran up the right side very well the first half of the season. Sign that man now because he's going to be something special. Number 4, breakout player, Dalton Schultz, will make the Pro Bowl this year. Over 1,000 yards, 1,200, over 100 catches, 1,200 yards, 12 tubs. Without Amari Cooper. And number 5, this is a twofer, will be Dorrance Armstrong and Sam Williams. It took Byron Jones into his 4th year until he finally became a good player. His first 3 years were all hitting and missing. They even tried him at safety. And then his 4th year, he finally got it. In his 5th year, he got it. And he's doing well in Miami right now. I think Dorrance Armstrong, the patience that we've had in him will pay off. And this year, he will be effective. Very effective, as will Sam Williams. I predicted at least three guys to get 10 or more sacks this year. Possibly 4. Now on to the list of the super breakout players. Now these aren't players that are just going to be Pro Bowl caliber. These are going to be second, first team caliber players that are going to break out and have seasons to catapult them to this tier. Number 1, I got Trayvon Curse. He had a better year last year than Buda Baker did with his first year under Dan Quinn. And with his second year under Dan Quinn, he's going to be even better, especially with Malik Hooker playing opposite him, safety, and Donovan Wilson and Marquise Bell, safeties 3 and 4. Trayvon Curse will be a top 5 safety by the end of the season. Number 2, Osi Odigizua. In his rookie season, he showed flashes of greatness. Hit a rookie wall. He's got all off season to train, build muscle, get better. He's like a tweener. He can play end or in the middle. And he's very quick. If you watch film, especially against the Eagle game, when he line up at defensive tackle, sometimes he'd be so quick off the line, he barely even touch the guard or the tackle or the center, wherever he was lined up on in the middle, and just get right in the backfield. Osi Odigizua, it's going to be something special. Number 3, CeeDee Lamb. He's going to cement himself as the number 1 alpha male wide receiver for this team. Just like Dez Bryant was, just like Terrell Owens, Michael Irvin, and Drew Pearson. He's not going to be Amari Cooper, who disappears or who quits. He's got love for the game, true love for the game, a lot more than Cooper does. And so, with him being the number 1 receiver, sorry for my congestion, guys. Got a little thing going on, but it's okay. Defenses are going to roll coverage his way now because he's the number 1 guy, and he's going to show them what's up because he's going to welcome this challenge, and he's going to stand up to it, and he's going to dominate it. He's going to have a good, I'd say probably over 100 yards. Over 100 catches like Schultz. And probably 12, 1,300 yards receiving. Because Gallup and Tolbert are going to ball out too. I'm telling you that right now. Number 4, Neville Gallimore, our other defensive tackle, is going to break out like a freaking monster. NFL was lucky. Everybody we played was lucky last year that he was hurt in the Hall of Fame game on the first day of play of the first preseason game. This is his contract year. It's his 3rd year of his rookie deal. If he balls out and shows that he's a presence in the middle of that line, right next to OC, he can get paid next year. He surely can, and he knows that. People don't understand how good Neville Gallimore and O.C. Odighizuwa are, and they are going to show this season. I would like Sue as a 1-year rental, but I am completely comfortable with Gallimore and O.C. starting at defensive tackle with John Ridgeway and Quentin Bohanna and Carlos Watkins behind them. Very comfortable with that. young and good. Number 5, Trayvon Diggs. The only knock on him was the yards that he let up. I would attribute a quarter of those yards to DeMonte KZ, who was at free safety for most of the year, who couldn't cover anybody. Trayvon knew that he had KZ over the top, so he would be aggressive and jump a route, and then KZ would have the man that's going deep and just run out of the play. The New England Patriot play with Kendrick Bourne is a perfect example. It was not Diggs' fault that Bourne had a 75-yard one-play touchdown. Diggs knew he had KZ over the top, so he's playing the short game, trying to get a second pick six maybe, or a second interception. Any other safety back there besides KZ would have intercepted that football because it was a bad throwing football. He's gone. Malik Hooker will be on that position right now. And Malik Hooker will not miss that ball. I tell you that right now. And then number 6, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott will ascend to top 5 quarterback status this season. You saw what he did last year, coming off a catastrophic injury, an injury that ended Joe Theismann's career, ultimately ended Alex Smith's career, and other quarterbacks that I just can't name off the bat right now. Comes out that horrific injury, pulls his lat in training camp, is on a pitch count in training camp, still rehabbing the leg, has no reps in training camp, has no reps in preseason, and in week 1 goes into the Lions' Den at Tampa Bay and throws a party. And on 3rd down and 6, if CeeDee Lamb would have called that ball for a first down, we drain the clock out. Greg DeLeg kicks a walk-off field goal, and we win that game. That didn't happen. We had to go for the field goal because the 3rd down and 6 was not complete. So we go by 1 or 2, whatever it was, and give Brady a minute 23. That's not going to happen this year, week 1. I'll tell you that right now. Because Dak Prescott has his first offseason in the last 2 years, and his first offseason with CeeDee Lamb. And they've been practicing, guys. They've been practicing on the field that he had built behind his house. They've been putting in work behind the scenes. They're not being lazy. They're not chilling. Dak Prescott, Jalen Tolbert, CeeDee Lamb and company are out there running routes, doing what they do. Working Jerry Rice style. They're not out there saying that feels like they have an all-star team and calling other players out. No. Like I said in the previous video, the weakest man in the room the loudest man in the room is the weakest man in the room. And we're being quiet. We're just doing what we do. Yes, the Eagles got better in the offseason. Washington got better in the offseason. But they're not up to we are. We are young. We are younger and we are better. Philly has a good defensive line. A real good defensive line. And that first-round draft pick they got from Georgia, the big defensive tackle, let him and Tyler Smith have fun together, because they will. Fletcher Cox is a shell of what he used to be. So Hargrave is defensive tackle 1, the rookie defensive tackle 2, and Cox defensive tackle 3. So let Hargrave and Zach Martin have fun together. And hopefully Dash can hold his shit when he's going up against Cox. Their edge rushers going up against Ty Smith and Terence Steele. I don't care if they got Hassan Reddick and, Derek Barnett, re-sign him. So what? We're going to run the ball down their throats. We're going to run the ball down Washington's throats. This offense is going to revert back to run-first offense. In the 90s, in the dynasty, that's how the offense was. Troy Aikman was a great quarterback with great accuracy, but he never had to win it with his arm. His stat line on most games was, 18 of 23 for 225 yards and a touchdown. That's what we're going to have this year. And Tony Pollard is going to become a different player than we've seen in the first 3 seasons. He's going to become this wild card that's going to be so action-packed. He's going to be Marshall Faulk-ish, like I said. Not Marshall Faulk, because he is one of a kind, but he's going to be Marshall Faulk-ish. I cannot wait for that. The video from Chat Sports with Tom Downey today. The topic of the video was Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report has a great trade idea. Cowboys trade Zeke Elliott for up-and-coming star receiver Deontay Johnson. Cowboys and Steelers. Zeke for Deontay Johnson. And if that trade doesn't fly, the Cowboys trade Pittsburgh a second-round pick next year for up-and-coming star wide receiver Deontay Johnson. Why even make a video? That's so ridiculously stupid it's not going to happen. And both those trades sound dumb and ridiculous. Oh, and on my list of breakout players, I had one resurgent year, and that will be Zeke Elliott. He will revive his career this season. I'm predicting 1,400 yards on the ground. Now his cap hit this year is $18,022,000. Next season, $16.7 million. In 2024, $14.3 million. 2025, $17 million. In 2026, $16.5 million. So after this season, even if Zeke does rush for 1,400, he wants to retire a Cowboy. So he's not dumb. He will restructure his contract. And his hit next year will not be $16.72 million. It'll be under 10. I guarantee you. Because he's already got his money. He's gotten paid. He got what he wanted. Now he just wants to get hardware. He wants to get that ring or rings. And he is a team player. And I guarantee you he'll take a discount. Question is, will Zeke be here next year? Yes, he will. Will Tyron Smith be here next year? Yes, he will. I guarantee you that. Now, I hope you got some out of that. Kind of enjoyed it. That's what I'm predicting for this season. Not much to talk about, like I said. So, most deadest part of the off season. But I had my 5, well, actually 6 breakout players, and my 6 super breakout players, and my resurgent player list. And I think they're going to be solid. And I think out of the 12, I think 10 are going to hit. I honestly do. The Eagles are good. They got better, but they got a lot of age. We've got so much youth. The only old guys on our team are Tyron Smith, who's 31, Zach Martin, who's 31, and hell, who's over Tank Lawrence, 30, and Brian Anger, the punter, So I think we have four guys over 30 on our whole roster, or at least guys that are going to be on the field. We have so much young talent, and the people that cannot see that, I do not understand. Now, Ty Smith and Zach Martin are both 31. Yes, but Tyler Smith is 20. Terence Steele, 23. And if Biadash can become the center we want him to be, great. He's young. If not, we'll get a young center in there. So we are rebuilding our offensive line, getting it younger, and our defensive line is super young, young and hungry, and that's why we want to bring Anthony Barr in to add some more veteran leadership with Tank Lawrence and Malik Hooker. 17, 18, 19. This will be Hooker's 6th season. This will be Tank's 10th season. No, 9th season. And this will be Anthony Barr's 9th season, I believe, if we sign him. When we sign him. We should sign him. So that's about it for now, guys. Really don't have much more to talk about. I thought of as much as I could to talk about, and that's about it. I really hope you liked it. Please subscribe, like, and share. I really appreciate it, guys. Every subscriber goes a long way. Once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I can start doing live shows and different things. The channel is still in infancy stage, and it will grow bigger and bigger. And I guarantee you, by 2026, I'm going to have a channel as big as Law Nations. Mark my words on that. And mark my words that Trayvon Curse will be a top 5 safety this season. Those are big words right there, guys. Because you got a lot of good safeties out there. But Trayvon Curse found his niche with Dan Quinn. And Dan Quinn is the best defensive coordinator besides Bill Belichick in the NFL. The best signings we did in the offseason, the best signing was re-signing Dan Quinn. We're not letting him go, whichever it was. That was the best offseason move. Because we're going to have a top 5 defense and a very good offense. And good special teams. Hell, will we have 4 block punts last year? And a kickoff return for a touchdown? We are going to be a tough out this season. Philadelphia, Washington, Giants, watch out. I was checking out this video earlier tonight with Mark Holmes and an Eagles guy, Washington guy, and a New York guy. And the Giants guy was saying that Danny Dimes is going to take it to the Cowboys, Eagles, and Washington this season and sweep the East. I thought he was joking, but he was serious. He was like dead serious that Danny Dimes is going to take over the division this year. And I'm seriously thinking that guy's smoking crack. I don't know. That video was on tonight. It was just comical to me. Danny Dimes, I think David Mills is going to have a better season than Danny Dimes this season. And that's saying something. Because David Mills coming into his 2nd year playing for a bad franchise. All right. I'm going to quit rambling, guys. Let y'all get back to what y'all doing. Please subscribe, like, and share. Again, I cannot emphasize that enough. I love all y'all. DC for life. I got a good feeling about this season, guys. Like I said, 13-4 or 14-3, that will be our record. Mark my words on that. Mark them. Charles in charge is out, guys. Y'all stay good and fresh. I'll catch you on the flip side.